Officer Kyle Rourke strutted into the courtroom like he owned the building. His boots thudded arrogantly against the floor, and his smug grin made spectators shift uncomfortably. Everyone in the county knew him, loud, corrupt, aggressive. He bullied civilians, fabricated charges, and used his badge like a weapon. And worst of all, he always won. Today, his victim was a woman he claimed had assaulted an officer and resisted. Arrest. Same script, different day. Her name, Victoria Grant. Except something was wrong today. Victoria didn't look scared. She didn't look broken like his previous victims. She stood tall, calm, expression unreadable. Her smooth, tailored suit and neat black bun gave her a quiet power that irritated. Kyle. Good, he thought. She'll learn today. Kyle slammed his case file on the table so hard it echoed. The judge entered. Everyone stood. Case 471B, State vs. Victoria Grant, the bailiff announced. Victoria stepped forward. Your Honor, before we begin, I will be representing myself. The courtroom murmured. Kyle laughed out loud. Oh, this is going to be fun. Judge Harrison adjusted his glasses. Ms. Grant, are you sure? You have the right to counsel. I'm fully capable, Your Honor. I know the law intimately. Kyle smirked. Yeah, YouTube lawyers always say that. Victoria didn't even glance at him. She simply opened a slim leather folder. No panic, no nervousness, just precision. The cop's story falls apart. Kyle took the witness stand first, swaggering. Tell us what happened, the judge said. Gladly, Kyle grinned. I responded to a disturbance call at a parking lot. The defendant, he pointed at Victoria, became violent, refused to cooperate, and attacked me during a lawful arrest. Victoria rose as soon as he finished. Cross-examination, Your Honor. Proceed. She walked slowly to the stand, calm, composed. Officer Rourke, you're a 12-year veteran of the force, correct? Correct. And in those 12 years, you've had, let me check. She flipped a page. 27 civilian complaints made against you? He stiffened. Irrelevant. Judge Harrison narrowed his eyes. Answer the question. Kyle clenched his jaw. Yes, but all dismissed. Victoria nodded lightly. How convenient. Now, about the night in question. You claim I resisted arrest? Correct. She clicked a remote. The screen behind them lit up. Security footage from the parking lot. Kyle froze. On screen, Victoria stood beside her car, calm. Kyle shoved her first. She asked a question. He cuffed her violently, then slammed her onto the hood. Gasps filled the courtroom. Tell me, officer, Victoria said, voice soft but slicing. Where exactly do you see resistance? Kyle sweat. She was threatening. Another click. Audio played. Kyle's voice boomed. I don't care who you are. I run this town, lady. Victoria paused. Threatening? How? He was turning red. If you're still watching this video, hit like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, because this story is about to explode. She took another paper. Also, officer, you wrote in your police report that there were no witnesses. Yet, she gestured to the back, I subpoenaed 3. 3 civilians stood. Kyle twisted in his chair. Game over, and it had just begun. Officer Rourke, Victoria continued. Did you run my name before arresting me? No. So you didn't know who I was? Didn't care, he spat. She gave the faintest smile. Interesting. She reached into her folder and pulled out a badge of her own. Federal. Department of Justice. The courtroom went dead silent. Judge Harrison leaned forward. Miss Grant, are you? Yes, Your Honor. Victoria Grant. Federal prosecutor and specials. Investigator for the Department of Justice's Public Corruption Task Force. The gasp that followed shook the room. Kyle's mouth fell open. His lawyer paled. And, officer, Victoria said quietly, stepping closer, I wasn't in town by accident. I was here investigating allegations of systemic corruption, fabricated arrests, falsified reports, particularly from one officer who thought his badge made him untouchable. Kyle looked like he'd been electrocuted. You set me up! No, she replied coldly. I gave you a chance not to break the law. You chose this. She handed a file to the judge. Your Honor, submitted into evidence. 12 verified testimonies and video. Evidence of Officer Rourke falsifying arrests. Also included. bank records of illegal payments, a burner phone tied to known criminal associates, and recorded proof of retaliation against citizens who filed complaints against him. Judge Harrison's face hardened. Bailiff, detain Officer Rourke immediately. Kyle exploded. This is a setup. I will not. He lunged, but two bailiffs slammed him down. For the first time in his life, that trademark arrogance vanished. He looked small, exposed, done. As they dragged him out, he locked eyes with Victoria. She simply watched, calm, unblinking. Justice wasn't loud. It didn't need to scream. Real power was quiet. Outside the courthouse, reporters shouted questions. Victoria ignored them. She didn't need attention. She didn't need applause. Her mission wasn't over. One corrupt cop was nothing. There were more. A young woman approached her, nervous. "Miss Grant, Officer Rourke pulled the same thing on me last year, but nobody believed me." Victoria handed her a card. "They will now call me." The woman stared at the card, then at Victoria like she was a miracle. Victoria walked to her black SUV. Inside sat two agents. One turned. "You burned your cover." "Doesn't matter," she said. "We got what we came for." The agent nodded. "What now?" She looked out the window at the courthouse behind them. "Now, we take down the rest of them. Engine on, mission continues." He thought his badge made him untouchable, but he picked the wrong woman. He picked Victoria Grant.